Welcome, folks, to a year-end review reminiscing on my 240K stock portfolio. An unbelievably wild year. We're going to talk about my worst stocks, my best stocks, and just some of kind of the most entertaining moments of this entire year. But before we do, Merry Christmas, and I just want to say sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you for putting up with me this year, guys. I lost my entire career. I completely dedicated my mind to this YouTube channel, our check, this entire community, and I think it's saved me from a lot of depressive moments. And to say thank you even further, we're gonna have some festivities tonight over at the Passive Income Educator. It's our live stream channel. We're giving $500 away. One of the subscribers of the Passive Income Educator, you don't have to join the festivities tonight at 10 p.m., but you can just go over, hit the sub button. You know, you don't even have to turn notifications on, and you might win $500. But as always, do the channel a favor, smash that like button, and let's jump right into this. To be 100% transparent, in this video, we're going to do a year-over-year review of my $130,898 portfolio. We're going to go take a look at each individual account, see how the dividends have performed, where they are projected to go. Oh, welcome back, passive income investors. Like now, that video we just watched was me summarizing 2019, literally posted January 2nd. My ignorance, I could have never anticipated the insanity that we would run into here in 2020, and we're going to see this as we kind of recap through these videos that happened this year. But just to kind of clarify how crazy this has really been, I mean, take a look at the roller coaster, guys. We almost doubled our account, sitting up over $100,000 for the year after watching my account lose 30% of its value in March, leading into a rocket ship of insanity. Let me just show you the individual brokerage accounts, because this is just as crazy, especially kind of looking at this video of where it used to be. And I mean, oh my God, guys, almost all of these accounts are just through the roof. I mean, they're all sitting up almost 200%, except for my TFSA that's only sitting up 118% over the last 6 years of my investing career. But compared to the S&P 500 that is only sitting up 80%, I told you guys, for as long as I continue to outperform the market, I'm going to keep picking individual stocks. When I start consistently underperforming the market, that is when I got to wake up to the reality that maybe it's just time to buy some index funds. But for as long as it keeps going this way, I'll be making these beautiful videos for you. So maybe something worth subscribing over, guys. But let's keep going here, and let's take a look at some of the videos I posted when the pandemic hit. That's about how my wallet feels right now. Except there should be a moth flying out of it on fire.
With the Canadian financials just getting slaughtered today. Moments like this is when decisions become very, very important. And you don't want to get 5-10 years out from now looking back on something like this and not having any action. You don't want to be one of those people sitting on the sidelines just waiting for this to go over. You need to be taking advantage of these opportunities today, because I don't want you guys to be missing out on some of this stuff. I mean, I'm not an investment advisor here, but honestly, in the years that I've been investing, I haven't seen something like this ever happen.
Now, I think these were some of my favorite videos from the year, because if you watch through these, like, it really kind of recaps the idea of where your mental acuity and your kind of emotional intelligence needs to be when you get into these market situations, guys, because you cannot get fearful. There was a lot of people that sold their portfolios at the bottom of the market, and trust me, there has to have been a lot, because the only way the market goes that low is by people selling, and you need to kind of learn to recognize that as an opportunity, a moment of excitement, because I didn't sell a single one of my stocks. In fact, I started buying not as aggressively as I would have liked, because I just didn't have a lot of cash. But luckily during this time, guys, I got my girlfriend into investing. I invested some money for my parents. Like, it was a really beautiful time to be putting money in the market, which we can obviously see the turnaround story that has come ever since. These moments will be ever etched in my skull from one of the craziest times in my entire life. And it's so crazy to think that in 1918 there was a massive pandemic followed by what they called the Roaring 20s. So I'm crossing my fingers it's going to be the same thing here in 2020, guys. We're going to get through this pandemic into 2021, and then we're going to go into one of the best bull markets hopefully have ever seen. Keep in mind, I would much rather be buying these stocks, these assets at relatively suppressed prices. And this crash has been more of a flash crash than an actual stock crash, and it didn't give people a lot of time to get into the market, but there are still deals out there, in my humble opinion here, guys. Now, I just wanted to show you one clip from this video because I was talking about overvalued companies, and particularly things like Apple. Just take a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, while I sit here in my pajamas, I'm stuck with a 2020 dilemma as a dividend investor. and I'm going to tell you what I mean by this, but let me show you some AAA rated companies and what their current yields are. Taking a look at something like Apple at a 0.98%, a company like Microsoft at 1.24%, one of my favorite utilities of all time, Southern Company, at a 3.75%. Some of these yields are double what they were almost a year or two ago, and this is really changing the landscape for investing. And I think as a dividend community, it is smart to start recognizing this, and how can we go forward in 2020.
So the reason I'm showing you this video, which we're backtracking a little bit from March, because this video was actually posted January 16th, and it constantly reminds me of how people have thought Apple, Microsoft, these companies have been insanely overvalued for literally this long. And then the valuations they're sitting at now, if you thought they were absurd back then, because again, Apple in this video was sitting at a 26 PE. I mean, it's just crazy to see how things have evolved here, guys. But let's move away from those and talk about some of like the best stocks, the worst stocks. And obviously we can't get into this conversation without mentioning MindMed off the hop here, guys. So I want to show you a clip from the first video of MindMed that I ever made. Today, I'm going to take you down the rabbit hole of risk and talk about my most dangerous investment I have ever made in my career. Ladies, gentlemen, MindMed is the only company I truly believe has the potential to turn a $1,000 investment into a $300,000 return. And I know that sounds pretty absurd, and I'm not an investment advisor. I can only tell you what I'm going to do. So in this video, I'm going to break down my thesis on this company and why I'm investing in it. So this video was posted May 10th, and oh my God, has it aged ever well. It's crazy to think that it has 12,000 views. It has literally been my best stock pick in my entire investing career, at least for now. I haven't taken profits, so I can't claim anything yet in case the stock tanks, and then this what I'm talking about now won't even matter. But nonetheless, guys, I mean, just unbelievable stuff looking at where MindMed sits today from May when I posted that video. Holy crap, the stock is trading up even still 600%, only comparable to my Tesla gains. And speaking of Tesla, I don't want to bring that up. Everyone talks about Tesla. I want to talk more particularly about Nikola. Today, we are heading into a technological revolution in the electric vehicle, the EV space, and investors are looking for places to make their bets and hedge themselves against the future outcome of this market. And in this video, what I would like to do is a deep analysis on Nikola, a hydrogen electric tractor trailer and vehicle maker, to see what their gross projected revenue is likely to be, so we can figure out if the $20 billion market cap this company currently has is worth paying for if you are an investor. Nikola has been by far one of the most entertaining companies this entire year. To follow that story, guys, with the Hindenburg, Trevor Milton losing his job, buying like the most expensive house in Utah or something for like $30 million. Oh my God, this was so exciting. I love getting into the stock market drama. It is a rarity when we see things like this happen, and they're good learning lessons, and they really help you recognize things that you're gonna have to pay attention to moving forward as red flags. It almost reminds me of the battle between Bill Ackman and Carl Icahn.
And I'm telling you, he's like the crybaby in the schoolyard. You know, I went to a tough school in Queens, and they used to beat up the little Jewish boys, and he was like one of these little Jewish boys crying that the world was taking advantage of him.
Like, there's just a few moments in your investing career that will be classed as iconic, and Nikola is definitely at the top of my list here, guys. Now let's talk about the clash of the sponsorship videos and how you feel about them, because I just wanted to throw this in here as a rollback to the very good company, guys. This was one of the first sponsored videos I really ever did. I got to interview the CEO of obviously the very good company before Jeremy was talking about it. It was really entertaining for me, guys, and I was really glad that I made this connection. And it's just neat to have this interaction where I'm literally a step away from people running $100 million companies, and I'm glad that these sponsorship deals have given me this opportunity, as much as some of you might hate them. Let's talk about a company that I bought, that I own, that has been my worst performer, and I'm still kind of playing around in my head if I should just take the loss and move on with my life. And we got to talk about GEO Group, one of the most memorable moments of my entire year, guys. I've been making videos on this one all year, to the point where I got a Netflix special, not personally. They used like a 10-second clip from my YouTube channel. They paid me a lot of money. I think it was something like $1,500 or $2,000 US for literally like a 10-second clip that they used on what is it called, Immigration Nation, which if you go watch on Netflix, guys, it'll make you hate the prison system. But oh my God, hands down, one of the worst companies I ever picked, which is always a fine reminder, guys, that you really need to do your own due diligence, come to your own conclusions, because yeah, not everything that I pick has been a wonderful performer. But thank God, some of the stocks I do pick make up up for this because I am down massively on this position. Hey, got to throw in the bad with the good, right, guys? So this has been a quick overview of kind of the convoluted mess that is investing for every one of us individually. And like I said, guys, I just want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Like, you guys have no idea the difference that you make on my mental capacity. And I know I kind of put on a little bit of a show. I always act like upbeat and happy, but we're all human here, guys. And like I said, I got a personal life that goes beyond this, which has been really, really rocky this year. So I just want to say thank you again, and come join us for the festivities tonight over at the Passive Income Educator. We go live 10 p.m. But stay cool, stay awesome, and I look forward to catching you guys tomorrow.